So the second skill that we'll be focusing on during weeks 1 and 2 is scanning. Now, with scanning, we've actually been doing this all along. We just haven't used the name for it. But it's looking for the exact details while reading the passage. So we usually use scanning during the body paragraphs. And really, we're just looking for the major and minor details. But what will be helpful is getting students to understand that when you ask them the question, you are getting them to answer the major details and the minor details. So when they find the answer, then we can even cover with them, do you think this is a bigger idea like a major detail, or do you think it's a smaller idea about the major detail? So getting students to see the difference between the two. And also the second part of scanning skill is that they know the question that they're trying to answer, and they're quickly looking through the paragraph in order to find that answer. And that really is a skill that they'll be using when they take their TOEFL junior tests or their book tests. And that's exactly what they do, is they are presented with a question, and then they have to go back to their materials and quickly look through it. So this is a skill that they'll be using over and over again. And so here we're looking at an example passage. It's from that same passage that we just talked about during skimming. And I want to quickly remind you that part of skimming, the first skill that we learned was looking for the topic sentence. And so we always want to cover that as part of skimming before we even listen to the paragraph or have them read the paragraph. So ask them, okay, what do you think our topic sentence is? And, 90% of the time, this is going to be the first sentence for April. And quite often, it's the first sentence in other readings as well. So after they've identified the topic sentence as part of skimming, they can move on to scanning. So while they are listening to the MP3, they should go ahead and they should annotate or underline, write in their books what they think some of the major details are, and the smaller details, we can also call those minor details. Then when you ask them your questions, then they'll also be practicing the skill of scanning by looking through it and finding the actual answer. So again, scanning is covered during your question and answer time.